I think we got in.
Everybody.
I think we got in.
Oh my God. All I do is laugh. You just got to laugh sometimes. So we were having technical difficulties. What? That was so nice of you to agree for us to say we. I was having technical difficulties with my computer. So here I am on my iPad. I
It's okay.
apologize for being late, but it just goes to show you that anybody can do this job and that we can work from anywhere. So you just have to put up with me kind of holding up my iPad here. But
We're okay.
welcome, Janine. Janine, tell them why we're here. Why are we
Hey,
here?
I just want to welcome everybody. I apologize that we're a little bit late. Sometimes this
My hair.
happens. This is technology, and that's okay. We're going to get it all worked out. So we are so happy that you guys are here. I know we're streaming in several different places tonight. So if you have hopped in, and I see that some of you are watching, please
Yeah.
do us a favor and not only say hello, but tell us who invited you here tonight and where you are watching this live from. What part of the country are you in? We get a ton of people on, and it always just tells us Facebook user. So we don't
Yeah.
know who that is. And we would just love to know that. So I'm going to welcome you. My name is Janine. I'm a senior division director with Park Lane, and I have the pleasure of interviewing our executive company vice president every Monday night on this stream call. And what it is we are going to talk to you about, and we're going to take like 15 minutes of your time, talk to you about the Park Lane opportunity. And we're going to actually go over 4 questions. 4 super simple questions that, quite honestly, everyone asks. So we want you to just listen in with an open mind, and this might be something that maybe for you or maybe for somebody that you know. And we just appreciate ambassadors of this brand and people that are willing to go out and tell people that we have this opportunity. At the end, we do have a wonderful questionnaire that you can fill out. If you're part of the Grace and Grit studio, the questionnaire is in the featured section. If you are not, we will make sure to have that questionnaire posted in the comments. So I see, Mary Grace, we have a bunch of people come from Iowa who Kay has invited. We also have some people from Indiana. It is cold, wet, and snowy in Wisconsin. So says Deb Marie. So thank you so much, all of you, for watching. And we're going to get started right away. So Mary Grace, the first question I always like to ask you, because I think this is one that kind of really comes up immediately when people think about our opportunity. And, what exactly is direct sales?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's super important because a lot of people hear direct sales and they multi-level, they immediately think multi-level marketing, or they think, oh, is that one of those pyramid things,
Pyramid
which just
scheme.
makes me nuts, and it's direct sales just means direct to consumer.
Right.
That's all that it means. And it's an amazing opportunity, something that I firmly believe that everybody should try. It's not necessarily for everybody, but it's a very low risk to try. I think Park Lane's for everybody. And as you know, I love to share the David Bach story, but I'm just gonna make it a little bit different, a little bit shorter here tonight. And just to tell you that if you get an opportunity to read The Automatic Millionaire, it was on the New
Right.
York bestseller list forever. And David Bach found that he wanted very much to give Americans at that time an opportunity to become millionaires in a very short amount of time. And it involved investing anywhere from $300 to $500 a month. And
Mhm.
as he began to unroll out his plan, he thought, okay, first of all, we have to come up with a way for people to make an extra $300 to $500 a month that doesn't totally interfere with the lifestyle they've already created and love. And that truly, Janine came from another direct sales company. I came from another direct
Yep.
sales company. It has changed our life. And probably the number one thing that we've absolutely adored about it is that it was something where we could run our own business with none of the fear, none of the
Mhm.
overhead, none of the, responsibilities of keeping the company afloat. We could represent another company, running our own company though around the hours that we were comfortable with and setting an income level that we wanted. So
Mhm.
like if you want to make a couple $100 a month, you can work it a little. If you want to make over 6 figures like we were both able to do, then you can decide that. But it's all around the schedule that you already have and the hours that you want to keep from whatever lifestyle you're currently working.
Right.
So, the flexibility is around your hours. You decide when you want to do it. You decide how you want to do it. You decide how much you want to do it. You decide when you can do it and when you can't. And it's just a super neat way to bring in extra money, extra income into your family without having to go work for somebody else.
Right.
So that's really the bottom line with a pay scale that is far more generous than you're going to find in any part-time job that you're going to take on.
Yeah.
So yeah, direct sales means direct to consumer. That's it.
So, listen, for all of you watching, because there's a ton of you, drop in the comments and let us know if you've ever sold another product before. And if so, which company was that? We're just
Yeah.
always interested in seeing if there's other direct sales professionals that watch this. So, we always want to know that. So, okay, now that we know what direct sales is and we know that we can go from part time to full time to big time, depending on how we want to do it, why jewelry, Mary Grace?
Okay, so this again, I share other people's stories. This is kind of how I learn, is by, educating myself in other people's stories. I used to actually sell candles of all
Yep.
things. Very successful in that. Janine was baskets. Now you can probably guess what companies we were with. So those were considered home products, collectibles. Janine's was definitely collectibles.
Right.
I think both of us were people that used to say, who would ever sell jewelry? Boy, have we learned the errors of our ways. We've each sold double, triple here what we were able to sell in our other companies easily. Well, you know what? The Levine family, who started our company way back in 1955, they had chosen the model. They had chosen the direct sales model. They wanted to basically use other people's living rooms as their showroom, not have to pay overhead on things like that. And they knew that they wanted to create a business where their children's children would have wealth, but so would other people's. And that's kind of what's happening. I have grandchildren that might be interested in going into this business someday. What they didn't know at that time was, what product should we do? And they thought, let's not just like flippity flip it, pick something that we like, which is honestly how a lot of us get into direct sales. They said, let's do the research. Right. So they hired companies, 3 different ones. And to each of these consultants that they hired, they said, go out into the world, do your homework, figure out what your top 3 product choices would be, you would recommend that we go into, and be prepared to defend your answers. I always love that as an ex-teacher. So all 3 of them came back truly to the Levine shock with jewelry as number 1 across the board. That wasn't on, I'm not going to say it wasn't on their radar, but it definitely wasn't what they were thinking. They were thinking some kind of home product. So they go, okay, defend the answers. And it's like, my gosh, I always considered myself kind of like with it. And I'm like, how did I not think this way? But let's look at the market, you guys. Everybody wears jewelry. You might say not everybody. Honest to gosh, you guys, you look across everybody's had some kind of ornamentation or accessory on it one time or another, even if it was for a short time. But jewelry is universal. The demographic is absolutely huge, from the littlest newborn baby to the people in the hundreds. If they're not buying it themselves, chances are at one time or another they've bought it for others, because it's one of the top 3 gifts in the world: candy, flowers, and jewelry. We laugh because both of our other companies, that used to be one of the best gifts you could earn when you were in the top of your company, and we're having accolades, you would get jewelry, right? It's also very inexpensive to ship and store, which is great for us as reps, although we don't necessarily do a whole lot of shipping, but it's very easy for us to carry around. We can carry a bag the size of our purse and take it to show to somebody. It doesn't take up huge portions of our home, which my husband, it used to drive him nuts. He'd be like, oh my gosh, Mary Grace, we need to be able to put all these huge candles and accessories someplace. Yeah. Jewelry doesn't take up much space at all. When the quarantine hit, when COVID hit, it was such a blessing to us that Park Lane was able to keep millions of dollars of inventory in their Chicago warehouse. So we never missed a beat. We weren't waiting for barges to come in and stuff. It did not cripple our business in any way. I want you guys to think about this too, because I hadn't, but people wear our product. So we have advertising walking around, and people referring back to us all the time, just by accident. Not only do our customers wear our product and people ask them where they got it, but we wear our product. So it makes it very easy for us, because when someone can say, oh my gosh, I love your necklace, I can be like, oh my gosh, I happen to be in this business. I'm like I represent a jewelry company. I would love to tell you what a great deal I could get on this for you. I usually say it's smoother than that. But anyway, this
You do. You do. But you're holding an iPad and trying to get through this.
I don't know how I became an executive company vice president with this spiel, but also,
Okay.
also it's considered consumable.
Mhm.
And I was very proud to sell candles for that reason. I'm like, people use it up, so they need more. Guess what? Fashion is consumable.
Mhm.
It changes with the seasons and the trends and the outfits. And with the just whatever is like the biggest of the moment thing. And it's very much an emotional product. Like people are like, oh my gosh, I must have that. Everybody's wearing those right now. So it's an amazing place to be. And truly I can tell you, I don't know how long I've been here now, over a decade, but in those days you would have been following me because you believed in me. Today I can show you the numbers. Okay. So I have just done triple in jewelry sales that I was ever able to do
Mhm.
in a home product that I sold. So yeah, it's the place to be.
I'm always amazed at that too, because
Oh,
you
it's
know,
so
I
fun.
did
And it
really well with
continues.
my other company, but this company, you really do. You sell more with jewelry. Listen, drop in the comments. When was the last time somebody commented on a piece of jewelry you had on, and which piece was it? I'd love to know, because she just talked about that, about how you can even just be an ambassador to the brand by wearing it and people comment.
Yes. Yes.
Mary Jane. I just renamed you.
This
Mary
is our
Jane.
best effort, Janet.
Just call me stupid. Why Park Lane Jewelry? You just talked about the benefits of jewelry, but why Park Lane Jewelry?
Yeah, because there are other jewelry companies out there. So once you know that jewelry is the place to be, people
Right.
do their homework and they check out all the other jewelry companies or the ones that they are able to find. And I can save you the trouble, because no, truly, honestly, people that do, like, they get their spreadsheets out and everything, and they're going to choose, they always choose Park Lane. When they're comparing apples to apples. And
Mhm.
one of the main reason that I was offered a position where I could be in charge of all of the salespeople at another jewelry company, and their product was beautiful. It's mainly Swarovski crystals, but my thing was, but it's mainly Swarovski crystals. Okay, there's other companies that are mainly pearls, that are mainly beads, that are mainly silver, that are mainly a certain type of jewelry, like boutique style jewelry.
Mhm.
So one thing that I truly loved about Park Lane was we were across the gamut. So every customer, everybody, there's going to be something that appeals to them. So I love that. We're the number one direct selling jewelry company in the world. That means something, especially with the times that we've been through. We're
Right.
debt free and cash rich. Now, I love that. And we certainly lived it and understood it. And again, never missed a deep beat during COVID when other companies were going under. But really, like, more importantly, in some ways, you guys, is that the power that gives us as a company. So like the number one jewelry designers in the world, they want to do business with
With
people that are going
us.
to pay them in
Mhm.
cash, you know what I mean, or be able to
Yes.
pay them. The jewelry houses, like the stone, where we buy stones, where we get our chains, where we get some of our manufacturing done. They want to do business with people that can pay them and have so much power, and we're not going anywhere. So we absolutely love the security of that. We're on our second and third generation are currently working in the company, and very excited about working for the company. So in so many ways, and you know this, every day we come out with new things. So it's almost like being with a starting company that's really cash rich and secure. It's like we
Yeah.
have all the security of a well established company, but the newness of a startup company, because we're bringing in these new generations all the time. So the programs, I mean, everybody tells you to look at programs no matter where you're going to work. We have the most generous customer sale in the
Absolutely.
industry. It's not really a sale, it's an ongoing deal
Mhm.
for the customer that never changes. It's buy two for regular, get four for half. It is amazing for the customers. Very easy for our other customers to talk about, so they spread the word, which is really a huge plus. And the customer sale is great for us because it drives customers to to buy more because they get more. for their
Mhm.
value. The value is in them getting more, which let's like, may we please refer back to what I just said about people wearing our jewelry. Do we want them being able to afford one necklace, or are we thrilled to death when they can buy 6 pieces, and that, thereby going out into the world with all that? The hostess program, like, a lot of people just buy our jewelry, they sell it online, they do sales. They have a 78% of our organization does strictly online selling.
Right.
Many of them don't even take advantage of, but should, of the hostess program, which means that, like, someone delivers their friends to us and says, "Show them what you got." And because they did that,
Yeah.
we reward them with free jewelry, and they get anywhere from $300 to $1,000 in free and discounted jewelry, because we value it per order as opposed to based on how much people spend. That's huge. I was a teacher when I started this type of business. My friends didn't have any money, so if I ever had any kind of party, it
Yeah.
was low and I didn't
Yeah.
get much. I was okay with that, because you don't go to a teacher to become rich. Never expected to live the life I lead. But in this particular bit and job, like, somebody can do a $20 order and their hostess gets to pick out $20 free. It's like,
Yeah.
and then when they get 10 orders, they get $40 free per order. So they could have a 10 orders of $30 a piece, a
Mhm.
$300 show, and they're going to get to pick $400 in free jewelry. It's nuts. And then, of course, the profit program. We're the highest paid in the industry, absolutely, hands down. In fact, when the Levine started the company in 1955, Arthur Levine said, "We're going to pay our reps more than anybody else does, and that's how we're going to get the best." And we are the only company that I know of that recognizes experience.
Yep.
And that's what we were saying earlier. So
Mhm.
I was able to come over to this company at a title that and a pay level that was commensurate with what I was making at my other company.
Yep.
That's so fair. I
Yep.
mean, people don't start all over. Nobody does that if they don't have to. They're like,
Right.
if you were the superintendent, you are going to interview for superintendent roles, right? You're not going to go back to starting teacher pay. So
Right.
same kind of thing here. So yeah, there's lots of charts and stuff that you can check out to see our profit program. But I'm going to tell you one really quick story, Janine. You might not know this. Not even a story. It's just a little thing. But
Okay.
this girl that used to sell Park Lane with me, she started her own podcast, and she actually trains other direct sellers. When they decided that they were going to start being direct sellers with their podcast, they chose our profit program.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's big.
Wow.
Yeah. She took all of them, bunches, to the guy, the head guru investor. And he's like, I like that one, So there you go.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Well, we've heard in the industry, because we know a lot of the professionals in this industry, and we know a lot of the trainers, and all of them say they train multiple different direct sales companies, but they hands down always say Park Lane has the best programs, the
Absolutely.
best profits, the best
And
people,
that's
the
not
best
where it ends,
leaders.
because, as you know, people are enticed by different things. People are
Right.
motivated by different things.
Right.
Some people are motivated by fear, but we refuse to buy into that. So we
Yeah.
do not motivate by fear. So that is very often a question that I forget to just make sure that people have peace of mind. We do not have quotas. We do not have minimums. And once you achieve a certain title or pay raise, you never
Never
lose
lose
it.
it. No,
That's big. That's
that's
not
huge.
typical.
No, and that's huge. And a
However,
lot of people from other companies know that that's a tough that's the
yes.
breaking point one right there, because you
Yes.
don't have to buy to keep your title.
Oh
You
my
don't
gosh,
have to
no.
buy. Nobody
No.
has a huge amount of overhead with Park Lane unless they want.
No. No.
Yeah.
And then, but we do have catalysts for, delightful catalysts for wanting to achieve, which are things like trips, 2 trips a year. We just got back from Paris. We're going to Ireland next. After that, at St. Thomas. There's 2 a year. Free jewelry. So truly, like, Janine
Mhm.
made this reference a little bit earlier to being an ambassador. It's silly not to just become a rep to become an ambassador,
Yep.
because even if you're buying jewelry, the most um, lucrative way, the least expensive way, the best deal is to be a rep,
Yeah.
because imagine everything that you ever bought also getting a paycheck that week.
Right.
Okay. So yeah,
Oh, the
And
cashback option is ridiculous for people that are just friends and family discount type people, or
yeah,
they want their own little
that's right.
discount for a
Yeah.
year. It's insane. So let's since we've kind of segued into that, why now, Mary Grace? Why would now be the right time?
Yeah, well, and I just read this again. I just read this again, Janine. I mean, it overlaps everything. I do a lot of personal development training
Mhm.
for myself and for others. And one of the success principles is that successful people just lean in.
Yep.
So, like, right this very minute, if you're having that a little excited feeling, don't start second guessing yourself.
No.
Like, but what if no one does this? What if? Because the what ifs, we'll deal with them when they happen. And we are trained. We have hundreds of years in experience. We are trained to help you with that. We will catch you and we will train you. So don't worry about that. But successful people lean in. They don't think about all the what ifs and they don't wait for a better time. The time is now.
Right.
That being said, the time is now because we are doing a $99 kit. And with that $99, you get to choose $600 worth of jewelry. I mean, we've done 500 before. We've thrown in a free bracelet before, but like actually upping the amount that you can choose, that's pretty fun. So I could run out in the street right now with a megaphone and say, and somebody would do it, right?
It's
But
true.
yeah, so yeah. But then in addition to that, that includes everything that you need to get up
Yeah.
and running. I pay a really talented gal to do all of our images. So you could start running a cut and paste business in a Facebook group right now. Also, you would have your own personal website. So like it's a wonderful feeling. You're sleeping, you get up, you look, you go, oh, three
Oh, I got
people
an order.
ordered from my website last night.
Yeah.
And all of that is included in the $99. So if you have any questions, and you are in a place where we're seeing you as a Facebook user or whatever, you go ahead and put them up real quick. And we're so happy to answer them. But also whatever forum in which you're watching this, put it in the comments on that Facebook group or put it in the
Mhm.
comments under the YouTube video. And we'll be so happy to go in and answer for you.
Very good. One
Um,
quick question though. What do we ask them to do? Like, let's say somebody's like, well, I'll pay $99 to get $600 in jewelry. What's the one thing we want them to do when
Oh
they
my
do
gosh, the smartest, most brilliant thing, and to get you an immediate big paycheck is for you to have your own little
that?
promotional show. You can
Mhm.
do it online. I mean, literally, we've had people do it like this, where we're on Zoom with them, and all of their customers and friends are on, and we're doing the party and we're showing
Yep.
jewelry. So you can do it online. You can do it like a little Facebook, or you can do it. There's so many different online ways that you can do it, or
Yep.
in person is amazing. So, like the person that invited you tonight, if they're local, they run on over, they show the jewelry to your friends, and you're the one who gets the paycheck. That is such a brilliant, smart way to start.
Yep. So
Yeah.
many, so many different ways. I just had a gal, I have a gal from Maine who, and I'm in Pennsylvania, just for those of you who don't know. I have a gal from Maine who said to me, let's do a party. We do one a year. She has all of her friends come for like a night at her house, and they just set me up on the television, and I come in, like I zoom in and I show the jewelry. So it's kind of like I'm
I
there,
love
but I'm
it.
not, so there's so many different options.
I
Mary
love
Grace,
it. And
thank
it's
you
an
so much.
experience then. It's a
Oh my
shared
gosh.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shared experience. And you talk about this all the time, but I really do believe that women, we're at our best when we gather together. Quite honestly, it's everybody's out and about and doing things now.
I
Offer a
love
little
it.
bit of fun, have a little bit of fun with your friends, enjoy some
Janine, I don't
sparkle.
even, did I even tell them? Like, and you get paid for that party. You,
Yeah,
listener, you get paid, not us.
get paid.
Okay, so like, yeah, so immediately, it's great for the naysayers in your life. There's always a couple. I don't know what their problem is, but
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
there's always a couple, and when they're like not quite sure it's true, and you have a paycheck to show them within like a week of joining, they're like, "Okay, you go, girl," or "You go, guy." Yeah, it's
So,
great.
so what Mary Grace is saying is you would sign up for the $99, but you wouldn't need to do that until you did your promotional
Yeah,
party. So you do your promotional party with your stylist. After the party is done, you make the decision. You
yeah,
either decide, you know what, I'd really like to do this. So in addition to what you earn on your party, you're also going to go ahead and get an additional 500 plus one, 600 right now in jewelry for $99 and a paycheck. Or you
yeah,
go, you know what? No, I don't want to do that. So your stylist is going to go, that's okay, because she'll get you all the jewelry you need and your stylist will take the
yeah.
paycheck.
You
It's
get
your
more and more
decision
and
at
more.
that point.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we're putting a Google survey, guys. Be sure to fill it out. I
Yep.
ask for what kind of jewelry you specifically like, and whoever the winner is, whether you decide to join us or not, you're still eligible to win. And then I send you something designed, just picked out just for you, for me. And I try to make it really fun and nice. So I hope you do decide to join us, because I do want to say that the individuals who have joined us here recently, I think we had some like 60 in the last month or so, whatever. They're like, you know what? The number one reason that we joined you guys is you're so fun. If I do say so myself, but no, like, you're uplifting, we're positive, we're a
Yeah.
community of people that want so much for you. And that's kind of hard to find in today's world. And it's especially when your regular job can be kind of stressful, or just staying home and raising kids, most stressful job in the world, or you've retired and you're like, I need a little something, something. It's a really fun community. So I hope that you'll decide to join us. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And Janine, as always, thank you so much for being wonderful you.
Well, I appreciate you
Bye.
too, Mary
Oh,
Grace. And
there's
thank
my
you to
big
everybody.
arm.
We will hop back in again. If you're in the studio, the form is in the featured section. Everywhere else, we'll hop back in and post it. Thanks so much, Mary Grace. We appreciate you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.